Are you wondering about which part of Austin to live in? Well, you're in the right spot. Today, I'm gonna give you the good and the bad, the pros and the cons for each section of town to see if it's a fit for you. We're gonna start with kind of the pricing of the homes, what you can expect to get there, how big and stuff, the best parts about living in each part of town, and what's kind of the drag about each part of town. We're gonna go in order. We're gonna start with the most affordable and get to the most affluent. So stick around, we're gonna get started right now. Hi, I'm Nicole Cooper, and my team and I get calls and emails from people just like you needing help moving in and around Austin, Texas, and we sure do love it. So whether you're looking to move today, tomorrow, or somewhere in between, we're always available to help you find the perfect home that matches your lifestyle. Now today, we're gonna cover in Austin in 5 parts: north, south, east, west, and downtown central. So we're gonna start with the most affordable part first, and we're gonna work our way to the most affluent. And I'm not gonna tell you which one is the most affluent until we get there. However, if you comment below, I will certainly answer your questions. I answer them all personally, and I would love to see your guesses before we get there as to which side of town might be the most affluent. We're gonna dive into the map here so you can get the lay of the land, and I can show you kind of what parts of town we're measuring against each other. All right, we're diving in here to the map so I can give you the tour of Austin today. First of all, I want to show you where our main highways are. This is I-35 that goes all the way north and south through town from basically Canada to Mexico. Then we have Loop 1 over here, otherwise called MOPAC, our other north and south highway. This right here is Highway 71 that kind of marks the south boundary of town. Here we have the Colorado River or Town Lake, or Ladybird Lake, depending on who you're talking to. We have many names for the same thing. And then this is our Highway 183 out here that kind of surrounds the east side of town and will land you over in the airport if you take it far enough. So those are our main boundaries. And this part here is the downtown or central Austin. We are going to cover 5 parts of Austin today. We are going to cover first, East Austin. That's coming in number 5 as our most affordable part of town today. Now, East Austin is their average close price is $715,000. Puts it about $471 a square foot. Now, the houses on the east side are going to be a little bit smaller than everywhere else in town. And right now, they're running about 1,600 square feet on average. Lots are pretty normal size, around 6,700 square feet, but it is also the smallest lot size on average of the 5 that we're comparing them today. So it's kind of normal that we have the average smallest houses and lots that coincides with the average lowest close price at $715,000. Now, what is the east side known for? It is just a unique blend of old and new, lots of cultural diversity and history, historical landmarks, cultural centers, vibrant neighborhoods. We've got arts and murals and things on the east side. It is home to some nightlife and entertainment, and most of the most popular entertainment here on the east side is going to be what we call East 6. We have brewing companies like Lazarus Brewing, we have Zilker Brewing, we have Blue Owl Brewing. We also have some live music scenes over here. One of my favorites right here is the White Horse. It is a country western dance bar. As you can see here in the picture, it's quite small, but here it is when there's actually a band on stage. It's very popular on the weekends with the bachelor and bachelorette parties because they do teach you how to do the 2-step there. I think it's from 7 to 8, there's a country western dance lesson, and then at 8 o'clock, the actual dancing starts. So it's super fun, and everyone likes to go there for kind of a touristy thing when they're here in town. Other notables are Hotel Vegas. They have live music there as well. This is their outdoor bar there. They are also known for their drag brunches on Sunday afternoon. But it's just a really cool spot in the middle of that eastern 6th Street kind of entertainment district that you can go there. So on the most important fun things about East Austin, or the most important characteristics of East Austin, is that cultural diversity, history, art, It's home to lots of art galleries, studios, and public art murals. And then third, live music and nightlife. The con about East Austin is the schools. By and large, the grades that the East Austin schools get are just not as good as the rest of town. So the schools that the East Austin district feeds into are going to be Eastside Memorial, Northeast Early College, and McCallum. And those grades from texasschools.gov range from 76, 79, and a 93. McCallum has the 93, and that would be the school that is the furthest west. Coming in at number 4 is North Austin, our next most affordable part of town. You can see downtown just here, and North Austin would be considered Hyde Park, Crestview, Allandale, Wooten. Those are some neighborhoods that stand out as far as North Austin goes. How much does it cost in North Austin? Well, on average, about $900,000 for a property. Puts it about $471 a square foot. Now, on average, there are a little bit bigger homes there, coming in just over 1,900 square feet per home, and the lots are also a little bigger at 9,000 square feet, whereas we had just under 7,000 for the East Austin lots. Now, just like the East Side, the homes start in the 1920s and go all the way to new construction. However, you're going to find more new construction in North Austin and South Austin than in any other part of town. And when I say new construction, don't think big community with 100 homes or 1,000 homes in it. Think tear down and they build 2 new homes back. Tear down over here and they build 3 new homes back. So it's taking place of some older homes. It's not a new community, but you will find the highest percentage of new construction in North and South Austin. So what's so cool about North Austin, or what kind of defines North Austin? Sometimes it's just the shopping. I mean, North Austin is home to the Domain, and that is one of the biggest shopping malls in town. Here it is. It's just east of the Mopac Highway, north side of town, and you're going to find food, drinks, boutique stores, car shops. You're going to find coffee shops. I mean, it's a huge mall. It also is one of our best luxury malls. They're going to have your Hermes and your Chanel and things like that, Rolex, where the other malls in town are not going to be quite so high end as the Domain. So it's a big draw. In addition, so much has expanded up here on this northern corner of town right here, that some people refer to this as our second downtown. And here is the original. This is actual downtown Austin over here, but it's grown so much in this part that some people say, well, that's Austin's other downtown. In addition to the Domain being right here, right across over here on this side of the highway, you have the Arboretum. And the Arboretum is another shopping mecca. It's not near as big as the Domain, but it does have nice restaurants in there and a hotel and some jewelry stores, Pottery Barn, things like that. The second characteristic for the north side of town is it's often referred to as the tech hub. You're going to find Apple up here, IBM, and Dell's a little bit further north than this, but you're going to find a lot of software companies up here and a lot of tech companies in this little corridor going up and down 183, all through here, right in there, all that area. In addition to being the tech hub and shopping mecca, just over here to the edge of it, you're going to have Great Hills. It is a community, and then Great Hills Country Club is right in the middle of it. It's an 18-hole course, private member-owned course, very hilly, very pretty, and they do have membership open right now. The membership currently, the initiation fee is about $50,000. But they do have space if you want to get in right now. So typical country club, it has all the swimming, tennis, dining, and all that. That's their new clubhouse right there. But that's part of North Austin. So So those are the good things about North Austin. What is the con? Well, the main con is traffic. It's kind of tough to get around because you have to use this Highway 183 here, and it just gets backed up. In addition, they have lots of construction on it right now, so the traffic can be quite a bear in this part of town. There is public transportation there, so you don't have to drive, but in general, it can get pretty clogged up at rush hour times a day in North Austin. As for the schools, there's 3 main schools that North Austin feeds into. On the northeast corner, it's Navarro Early College. They get an 83 on texasschools.gov. McCallum, 93 out of 100, and Anderson, which is 90 out of 100. So those are the schools that the north section of town will feed into. So in a nutshell, on the north side, think shopping, tech, Great Hills Country Club. All right, let's move on to the next part. Coming in the middle, hot number 3 is South Austin. You can see the river here, or Lady Bird Lake or Town Lake. That's kind of separates the true north and south of Austin, or the old school north and south of Austin. So we're taking this section, it's the 78704 zip code, and we're going just a bit south of the Highway 290 or 71 here to pick up a little bit of the northern portion of the 78745 zip code. And we're calling that, using those boundaries for our south portion today. Now, on average, on the south side of town, properties close $1,150,000. Puts it around $571 a square foot. Now, on average, homes are about 2,200 square feet and about the same size as on the north side for the lots, about 9,000 square feet for the lots. You're going to find homes built from the early 20s to brand new, and most of them are going to be built after 1960, just to keep things in perspective. And like I mentioned before when we were talking about the north side, the north and the south have the highest percentage of new construction homes. Again, not new construction communities, but new construction that would take place of a tear down. The top characteristics for South Austin are the live music scene, the outdoor recreation, and SoCo. So right here, I just wanted to give you the bigger picture of where we were before I zoomed in too far. Here's downtown Austin here, and this section of SoCo, South Congress, our SoCo is our nickname for it, is where all the little cute boutique shopping is, and restaurants. So if we zoom in here, the Hop Dottie Burger Bar, Home Slice Pizza, you have June's, you have Torchy's Tacos, Magnolia Cafe, and then if we get in here a little bit more, we have Vespayo. Guero's Taco Bar right here has been there for ages, and they have live music there sometimes. Vespayo's right over here. It's not showing. There it is, Vespayo. One of the best Italian restaurants, in my opinion, in town. This is their lasagna there. It is absolutely amazing. Anyway, enough about that food. We're all gonna get hungry if we stay on that too long. SoCo is a place where all the tourists go, in addition to all the Austinites, because they just have these cute little boutique stores all up and down. You can shop for clothes, vintage gear, costumes, boots. I mean, you can't hardly come to town without seeing this iconic sign at Allen's Boots right there. And then on SoCo, you have one of the most iconic music places in town at Continental Club. Here is the Continental Club that a lot of live or Austin musicians get their start. It's a small place, very intimate, and it is such a treat to see a band there because you get so close. They're just warming up here in that picture, but some of the greats have played at Continental Club, and it's a real treat to get to go there. One of the other clubs that has to be mentioned for live music is the Saxon Pub. It's just across town, or across two streets over here, two main streets over here on Lamar, and the Saxon Pub is also a very small venue. You can just get right up close. You can actually make reservations to see bands there, but it's an Austin icon. Both of those are part of South Austin that anybody that's lived here for a part of time has been to and will tell you that you need to go to if you are visiting. Now, you cannot talk about South Austin without talking about the outdoor activities. Barton Springs Pool, you have the Zilker Park, Auditorium Shores, and the Barton Creek Greenbelt. You have the trifecta down there. This is a picture of Barton Springs Pool. It's a natural fed pond, or part of the river. It's about 72 degrees the whole year. They have a diving board there that everybody loves to play on when you go there. It's cold, the temperature is constant, so in the winter people still do laps, and in the summer it's still really cold. So there's banks up and down both sides. People hang out all weekend long, on both sides of the Barton Springs Pool there. And just on the other side of the pool is this metropolitan park here. This is where we have ACL. Here's one more view of the pool. And this right here is a picture of Blues on the Green. So you can see the river running behind it. That's our split between the north and south of Austin. And this Zilker Grand lawn here is for Blues on the Green. And Blues on the Green is a series of sessions throughout summer for free that musicians come and play for the evening, and it is super fun, and you can see how many people go and hang out there on the big lawn. And lastly, but certainly not least, the Barton Creek Greenbelt. There's a hiking trail that goes all through town. This is the path. It's nice, has rock all the way around. You can take your dogs. It's marked off, and also has these beautiful rock walls on it that you'll find a lot of people doing rock climbing down in the actual greenbelt. And it is probably one of the city's most prized possessions, because it goes for miles, and when it's raining you can actually kayak or canoe down it. But we've had a drought so far this year, and there's not a lot of water in it, but that's kind of a view when it actually does have water. So it is super fun to hike, whether it's rain or not, and it's super fun to swim when we have rain too. So what's the bad part about living in South Austin? I mean, it looks so great. Well, it can get pretty busy around festival times. South Austin hosts the Austin City Limits Music Festival, and when that's happening, if you live nearby, you almost can't get to and from your house. In addition, SoCo, that South Congress area, gets really busy with tourists as well. So on the south side of town, it can get pretty congested at times. That would be the con of living on the south side. As for the schools, we've got 3 main schools that the south side feeds into. We've got Travis Early College coming in at a score of 83 out of 100 per texasschools.gov, Austin High at 90, and Crockett at 80 out of 100. We're down to our last 2. Can you guess which one is the most expensive? I'm kind of letting you in on a little secret here on the screen, but our second runner-up as most expensive part of town is the downtown area. Now, downtown Austin, I did not count the high-rise condos. This is just the homes that are in that area. So keep that in mind. The average closed price in Central Austin is $1,900,000. Puts it about $681 a square foot. The homes are about 2,800 square feet on average, and the lots are about 9,000 square feet. So similar to the north and south sides of town as far as the lot goes. Now, Central Austin is where you're going to find the largest percentage of historical and older homes. The homes were there from the late 1800s to new. There is actually new construction there as well, but more than 65% of the homes in Central Austin were built before 1960. So you're going to get a lot more old school charm in Central Austin, and a chance to live in the historical part of town as well in Central Austin. The main things that stand out for Central Austin, well, we have to start with this right here, the Texas State Capitol, home to all the legislature in Texas, and this is the beautiful building that it's housed in. And if you head inside, you're going to see these lovely views that everyone can view on a tour inside. It's just absolutely amazing. In addition to the Texas Capitol downtown, you have the University of Texas right in the middle of downtown. And this is the tower that marks the kind of the center of campus, probably the most iconic view or scene from the University of Texas. For as long as we don't use the football stadium, this would be the main scene that you would recognize from the University of Texas. One of the main characteristics that defines downtown Austin is the entertainment. It is the home of 6th Street. It's the home of the Moody Center. It is the home of all things entertainment Austin. So the Moody Center is our newest huge auditorium for concerts, and it's absolutely amazing inside. State-of-the-art seating, and it's just beautiful. All the major concerts will happen here in the Moody Center now. Then you have 6th Street right down here. We already went through the East 6th. This 6th Street that's part of the main downtown is the original 6th. It's the oldest section, and some of us refer to it as Dirty 6th now, but there's still lined up wall-to-wall bars and restaurants all the way down 6th Street. And we have to mention the Paramount Theater. It is between 6th Street and the Capitol on Congress, and it is one of the best places to see a theater event. And you know what? They say that it's haunted. And sometimes you go in there and you get that feeling when all the lights go off that there could be a ghost in there. But it's a super cool place because it's such a small theater. So you get such a good vibe from the show that you're seeing because you're right on top of it. So it's a really wonderful place. And the Paramount Theater is 108 years old. So talk about old school charm. Next, the downtown is known for dining. I mean, the dining and culinary scene is just absolutely amazing. You have every type of food you can imagine to choose from and some fusions on top of that. Some notables that I really like, and this by all means is not an exhaustive list, but Red Ash is a great Italian food place. They actually had a fire not too long ago, but they have reopened and they have a really, really wonderful menu to choose from. Then we hop over to Eddie V's Seafood. They have some of the best steak and seafood in town. There's a beautiful plate right there. And they also have an amazing happy hour. So if you don't want to break the bank, you can go on Sunday afternoon and get an amazing happy hour at Eddie V's. Switching gears completely, Moonshine Grill. They have one of the best brunches in town. It's more kind of like Southern American food, fried, look at that, fried chicken right there. Anyway, so you get the idea. There's everything. Franklin's Barbecue isn't too far away, but I really call that East Austin. It's kind of downtown and East Austin. So Red Ash, Nito, Eddie V's, Moonshine Grill, Wu Chang. I mean, the list goes on. You can never get bored eating in downtown Austin. Now, what is the con of living in downtown Austin? Parking and noise. You're in the middle of the entertainment district, so the parking is almost non-existent, and it can get pretty loud, so just keep that in mind. As for the schools, downtown Austin feeds into either Austin High or McCallum. Austin High bringing in a 90 out of 100 per texasschools.gov, and McCallum bringing in a 93. So to summarize, downtown, entertainment, food, the Capitol, and the University of Texas, all right there. And there's traffic, and it can be noisy. Well, did you guess it right? Did you guess that Westlake or West Austin was coming in at #1, the most affluent and most expensive part of town? If you did, give yourself a gold star. Let me know in the comments. I'll give you a call. We'll go out for coffee. Guys, West Austin is the most expensive part of town. It's because it has the beautiful scenery, it's close to town, and it feeds into the best schools, you know, according to their ratings per Texas, texasschools.gov, and the general ratings in Texas in general. So what are we looking at over here in West Austin? On closed price averages, we are looking at $2,300,000. Puts it about $674 a square foot. We also have the largest homes and the largest lot sizes of any other part of town on average. So the average home is almost 3,700 square feet. The lot sizes average 27,000 square feet. That's over half an acre. So you can see not only do they have good characteristics like the scenery and the schools and the convenience to town, they also have the largest land. So it's quite normal that they're going to bring in the highest value per property and coming in at our spot #1 today. So the main characteristics of West Austin are the luxury residential areas. We've got Westlake Hills, we've got Rolling Wood, Lost Creek. This area over here is well known in town for just its convenience. It has parks inside, so you can see from right here, you just hop over here to Zilker Park, and then you have what is the most value add is the river going through the middle of it. So that Lake Austin and Barton Creek Greenbelt area over here is what brings the highest value to this part of town. There's views, you can have downtown views, you might have lake views, or just scenic panoramic views over the vistas. So it really does change the way the pricing goes when you're sitting on top of a hill and you're looking out towards something beautiful, as opposed to just being tight into an interior city lot. West Austin has more opportunity for those types of homes. The other characteristic about West Austin is they have the most country clubs and golf courses. So over here in West Austin, we are going to have Austin Country Club, and Austin Country Club is home to the Dell Match Play Tournament, I should say former home, but it is right here on Lake Austin, probably the most iconic bridge we have in Central Texas. And the golf course is just there on the water under the bridge. One of the hardest clubs to get into as far as membership goes in town. The waiting list is quite long, but it is, I'd say it's worth it. In addition to Austin Country Club, we have Westlake Country Club, which is just over here in the middle of Lost Creek. And Westlake Country Club's an 18-hole course. They just did a big remodel in 2023. They finished at the end of 2023. They redid the course. So they're still undergoing a little bit of dining room and infrastructure remodel on the inside, but all the tennis courts and golf course and everything is ready to go. So it is in very good condition over there. You also have Westwood Country Club, no golf, but they have tennis. So you have Westwood Country Club here on the inside of the lake, and it is a mecca for anybody that is a tennis person. So they have a great dining room on the inside and fitness, but mainly they are tennis facility strong. All right, and just to show you where everything is, we were just here at the Westwood Country Club tennis. This is Austin Country Club here. You have Westlake Country Club right here, and right on the back side you have Barton Creek Country Club. So that's why the west side of Austin is known more for the golf, because it's that hill country where people first started building the golf courses and developing out on the west side. So they have the most golf courses in that part of town. So what's the con about living in all that beauty? Well, it's just the cost of living. I mean, an average close price of $2,300,000. It takes a lot of money to live in the Westlake or west side of Austin. As for the schools, feeds into two schools. You're either feeding into Austin High, which is a 90 out of 100, or Westlake High School, which is a 98 out of 100. So you'll find many people trying to get into the Eanes ISD, which is where Westlake High School is, to get their kids in that school system. So when you're in Eanes ISD, as outlined here by this red dotted line, your house will have more value than not. It's just the way it goes. That ISD is rated so high in the state of Texas, and it's such a good program, and it has all the ancillary things that go with it, like sports and music and art and academics, that it's just everyone fights to get into that school district so their children can get into school there. So that's it. North, south, east, west, and downtown, we did them all. The east side, that quirky, artsy vibe that mixes the old and new. The bad part is the schools aren't great. The north side, it's the shopping mecca and also known as the tech hub, can get a little bit congested with traffic. The south side, think eclectic, laid back, almost hippie vibe. Everyone wants to be outside. The only downfall there is it can get congested when you're in those festival times. Downtown, you're in the pulse, the heartbeat of the city, in the middle of the entertainment district. The bad part about being down there is there's no parking and it can get a little loud. And lastly, the west side of Austin, upscale neighborhoods with downtown or lake or hill country views. The issue there can be that the cost of living is pretty high. If one of these parts of town resonates with you and you want to see something in person, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We're always available to help you find the perfect home that matches your lifestyle. And until then, I hope to see you around town.